Hi, this is Rebecca, and today I am doing a video on some kind of retro or vintage yarn I got. So all this yarn I believe is from the 1980s, and basically one of my boyfriend's friends purchased this yarn from a shop that was going out of business in Allentown, and I believe they were selling this yarn pretty cheap, and then right before they went out of business, they were selling it for like $1 a skein, I think, but then they went out of business, mostly because of the pandemic. But anyway, I got a lot of it. They wanted $250, and I got 238 skeins. So I'm just going to go over each one and what I was kind of able to learn about it. What I think is as far as the softness. For some of them I also did swatches, and then I washed the swatches just to kind of see how they hold up compared to the acrylic made these days. So first up, we've got Luxuria Miralon, and I have 24 of these. So it says knitted and worsted gauge, 100% blended synthetic fibers. And then it has the gauge, and it says to launder, turn garment inside out, use a moderate amount of soap such as ivory snow, wash in lukewarm water, machine set in delicate or low, and then tumble dry low. Machine washable and dryable. And then knit from the outside of ball. Oh, and then you can see it says Burnett Yarn and Gifts Corp. So I do think the reason it says to knit from the outside of the ball is because it's kind of very it kind of sticks on itself. I did find a center pole, but I got a lot of yarn barf, and it kind of sticks to itself, so it's hard to pull out, so I would agree with that. Here comes Holmes. Anyway, here's the swatch, and for all of these swatches, I just did 12 stitches and then 7 rows. And then this is the swatch after it washed. So I washed it just on the regular cycle in my washing machine, and then I tumble dried it until it was dry, which isn't a full cycle, but my dryer only does hot, so I typically wouldn't put acrylic in a dryer. But anyway, I don't think this one changed much. For softness, I have a scale. I put like a softness of 1 would be like a scratchy wool, and then like a 5 would be like a Red Heart Super Saver, 8 would be like a big twist acrylic, like a more soft one, and then 10 would be like a baby acrylic. For the Miralon, I gave it a 2 on softness because it is quite rough. And then it's a worsted weight. I got 10 wraps per inch. 9 is your typical worsted weight. And then the Burnett Yarn and Gift Company was founded in Oxbridge, Massachusetts. And an interesting thing is the mill they used was built in 1820. It was called the Caron Mill. And then it was used by Burnett in the later 20th century. And that mill actually burned down in 2007. But as we all know, Burnett is now part of Yarn Inspirations. So there's that one. Next up, we have Wonder Art Soft Touch. It says free ply sport yarn. Savona. And it says yarns of DuPont Miralon. Moth proof. Machine wash and dry. So the interesting thing is a lot of these say they're moth proof. I believe all acrylic is moth proof just because moths can't eat acrylic, but this was a time when they were trying to like get people to start accepting acrylic, so I guess marketing it as moth proof was I don't know, I guess it sold it, even though technically it would all be moth proof because moths can't eat the synthetic fiber. So a little bit about DuPont. Pretty much all these yarns have Miralon acrylic, which was manufactured by DuPont. So DuPont is a company that was founded in... It's not right. I believe it was July 1818. They were founded in the early 1800s in Delaware, and originally they manufactured gunpowder. Then in the 1920s, they started to come up with different synthetic fibers and different chemicals. They developed neoprene, nylon, Teflon, mylar, Kevlar, lycra, and the refrigerant Freon. And they also did synthetic pigments and paints, lots of synthetic fibers. They had rubber. I guess they used a lot of nylon in World War II for like parachutes and stuff. And DuPont is still around today. I think they merged with another company, but yeah. And then the Miralon acrylic, they started manufacturing that in Waynesboro, Virginia, and Camden, South Carolina, sometime around 1950. So it was basically just their synthetic acrylic fiber. And then they discontinued it in June 1990, and they cited foreign competition. So I guess other countries started making acrylic, probably for cheaper. And also consumers preferred polyester and cotton for clothing, because DuPont also made fabrics out of Miralon acrylic. So that is Miralon, and we will get onto a specific kind of Miralon in a minute. But anyway, the Wonder Art. So I didn't find an easy pull on this. I was able to find a center, and it got a little bit of extra yarn out. For softness, I give this an 8. It's quite soft. It feels kind of like the Big Twist acrylic, which is on the softer side of things. I got 13 wraps per inch, which puts it at about a sport or 2 weight. It's a free ply yarn. It was made by the Needlecraft Corporation of America, which filed bankruptcy in 1985. Then on Ravelry, I'm not sure if this was accurate, but they cited bankruptcy because of women entering the job market is a problem that they cited. And they were formed in 1981, and they went out in 1985. So this is probably made sometime between 1981 and 1985. And then they, of course, used a DuPont Miralon. And I have that color. I have the color Pearl Gray. And I thought I had a swatch in there. I don't know where that went. And I have the color Taupe. So I think I'm actually going to make a top out of the Pearl Gray color. because it does work up really nice, and it also washed nicely. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to my swatches for this one, but so that's pretty nice yarn. Moving on, we have Savona Columbia-Minerva 100% Orlon acrylic. Skin you love to touch, the things you love to wear. And this is a worsted 4 weight. I got 9 wraps per inch. And this says that it was Columbia-Minerva was in New York and Campton, California. Manufactured and printed in USA. DuPont certification mark. Orlon is a registered trademark of DuPont. So this yarn, it's like a very kind of thick 4 weight. It's pretty soft. I gave it I'd say a 7 or an 8 as far as softness, and it just has kind of a plushness to it. And I can, Holmes, you want my swatches? Yeah. Okay. So this is what it looks like after being washed. We've got a little bit of fuzziness kind of flying off there, but overall it looks pretty decent. So I actually think this is a pretty nice yarn. I would probably buy this yarn if it was still made today, just because it's got a lot of, I guess, substance to it. So this yarn, wasn't able to find much about the company. Columbia-Minerva, I believe. Well, they filed a trademark in 1965, which expired in 1983. So again, this is probably from the early 80s, maybe late 70s. Yep, that's that one. Oh, and I had, so I got 6 of these total. And then for the Wonder Art Soft Touch, I got 18 in each color. So 18 of this pastel ombre, 18 of the taupe, and 18 of the pearl gray. Next up, I've got Uchilla Wonder Knit. So it says 4-ply knitted worsted weight, 100% Creslon acrylic, machine washable and dryable both. It says by significant amount, machine washing and drying. So I wasn't really able to find much about Creslon acrylic. It says it was made by American Cyanamid Corporation, but when I googled that, I couldn't really, maybe I didn't Google it well enough. I couldn't find much information about it. Maybe someone in the comments can find more. But yeah, it's a 4-ply worsted weight. There was no center pole. I did find one, but find the center, but it was kind of tricky. Got a cat here on my swatches now. So this is before and after washing. And I would say they look pretty much exactly the same. And for softness, I gave this about a 5, so it's very similar to Red Heart Super Saver. So yeah, it's a decent yarn. It's kind of a camel color. It doesn't have a name, it just says color 148. That's that one. And I had 8 balls of those. Okay, next up, got Molina DuPont acrylic. And I had 6 of these. Sorry, I'm just looking for my notes on that one. Here we go. So for softness, I also gave this one a 5. It's very similar to Red Heart Super Saver. So we got machine washable and dryable, pull scheme, ready for use. This one did have an easy pull. Again with the moth proof, non-allergenic, worsted weight. Says you can machine wash and dry, and it's made of 100% DuPont acrylic. And Molina is another thing I wasn't able to find much information about. Molina. It's a company in New Jersey. As far as when it was around, I'm not sure. But this is the color chocolate. It's very dark brown. Holmes, do you have to lay on my swatches? Goodness. So, before and after washing. It's kind of hard to see because it's so dark. Again, I think they look pretty much exactly the same, the before and after washing swatches. I don't see really any fuzzing or pilling or anything. So that's nice. I see cat hair. Because our buddy over here sitting on the swatches. But yeah, that's pretty much all the information I could find about that one. Okay. Next up, Primrose and Wintuck, the Shapekeeper. Machine washable and dryable sports yarn. Permanently moth-proofed, non-allergenic, 100% DuPont acrylic, and then it says you can machine wash and dry. Machine wash and dry, and then it says garment must be absolutely dry to maintain original size and shape. Okay. So, these next couple, actually we're going to do another yarn, but I have 4 yarns that say Wintuck. There's this Primrose Wintuck, there's a Caron one, there's a Sears one, there's one that says Majesty. So what Wintuck is it's DuPont's certification for yarn meeting its fiber content specifications. So basically that just means that it, I guess, had Miralon acrylic. The interesting thing is it doesn't seem to be a particular way, like a particular yarn, because this one is a 2-ply. It's very catchy. I believe it did have an easy pull, but when I pull it out, it kind of has a tendency to like get stuck a little bit. I gave this a 4 for softness. It's not as soft as Red Heart Super Saver. It's not horrible. And I got 11 wraps per inch, but it is somewhere between like 11 and 12. So it's kind of bordering on between a sport weight and a DK weight. The swatch, I would say, is about the same size, about the same level of fluffiness. So I think it machine washed pretty well. And then I wasn't really able to find anything in particular about this company Primrose, so all I know is that they were taking the Wintuck fiber, which is the Miralon acrylic, and they are a private label. So a lot of private labels would use the Wintuck fibers. And so I got 24 of these, and they're in the shade Aqua. Moving on, we've got the one I was most excited about, and also by far the scratchiest. So this is Molina Shenandoah, hand knit and yarn with the rich look and feel of wool. Warm, moth-proof, machine washable and dryable. And then it does have a pattern inside for a crochet jacket and blanket, which I believe is also crochet. And again, I wasn't able to find much about the Molina company, but this is definitely an 80s yarn. Now, when it says look and feel of wool, it's kind of interesting because I think they basically took the things that people don't like about like untreated wool. This is very stiff. It's very scratchy. And it has kind of like these fibers that come off that kind of look like wool, I guess, but they're scratchy. And then putting it through the wash, it didn't really change anything with the way it feels. It doesn't appear that it shrank. It maybe got a little bit of these longer fuzzies hanging out. But yeah, I gave this one a 1 on the softness scale. It's just definitely not a soft yarn. So for these, I got 30 in this white color. I got 6 in this wine color. I got 6 in this Oxford gray color. And I got 6 in this evergreen heather color. I like the label. The label is very pretty. And this was another one where I wasn't really able to find much information about, because it's Molina, but like when exactly this company was founded and when it went out of business. But this is sometime in the 80s. And I'm not sure. Oh, it came out as a worsted weight. It does have an easy pull, so I guess it's got that going for it. However, the pull is not that easy because the yarn is so stiff and scratchy that it would kind of get stuck when I was trying to pull it out. Someone suggested that I could try holding free of the white, like 3 strands of white together, and make baskets, and then I would probably trim them with another color. So I think that's a good idea. That's probably what I'll do with some of that, because I have a lot of this white. Okay, moving on, we've got Sears Wintuck. So the Miralon acrylic. Favorite for Afghans and home accessories as well as sweaters and other garments. Easy to work with, easy to care for, moth-proof and non-allergenic. So I guess that's how Miralon advertises itself, moth-proof and non-allergenic. So yeah, there were multiple companies that would put Wintuck. I know there was also a Kmart. Kmart had Wintuck. He's Caron Wintuck. He's a company called Majesty. There were just a lot of different companies that used the Miralon acrylic. And the Wintuck, again, is the DuPont certification for yarn content, which was basically their Miralon acrylic. So this is how the swatch for this one worked up. For softness, I gave this, oh, and I got 12 balls of this. For softness, I give it a 5. It's about the same as Red Heart Super Saver. It's definitely a solid worsted weight. I got 9 wraps per inch. The swatch after washing, I would say got a little bit fuzzier. But overall it doesn't look that much different. I say it just got a little bit of fuzz. So yeah, it's a nice yarn. I wouldn't have any problem using this with like my Red Heart Super Saver yarns. Moving on, we got the Caron Wintuck. Easiest care blend for all wash and wearables. 4-ply, has a gauge, suggested hook size I, which I think is 5.5 millimeter. Machine washable, always machine dry, needs no shaping. And then it has the DuPont information. Now the weird thing, this yarn is called cranberry. I have to say this is the least saturated cranberry I've ever seen. Maybe like the lightest part of a cranberry. Cause like, well, this is called wine, but usually I think cranberry would be more this color. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is cranberry. I have to say the swatch after washing kind of looks pretty much exactly the same. And I gave this one a 4 on softness. I feel like it's a little bit rougher than Red Heart Super Saver. And then this one also had a center pull where the yarn was sticking out the end. So I'd call that an easy center pull. Definitely a worsted weight, 9 wraps per inch. And then finally, for yarns with labels, I got Majesty Wintuck, 100% DuPont acrylic, machine wash and dry fiber, knitted worsted size, moth proof, of course DuPont certification mark, it's Wintuck. Machine washing and drying preferred. This yarn blocks automatically, stretches when wet to allow better washing action, returns to its original shape when dried. Must be absolutely dry to ensure automatic blocking. This yarn can be used whenever instructions call for knitted worsted side. Always follow stitch gauge for best result. Made and printed in USA. And then here's the swatch I made up and washed, which I'd say looks about the same as the other Wintucks. It didn't get excessively fuzzy or anything. So yeah, I think Wintuck was very similar to like Red Heart Super Saver nowadays, except it was made in the USA, but like I said, I apparently do the foreign competition. You know, like most acrylic nowadays is made in Turkey or China or India. Guess I just couldn't do it over here anymore. But yes, Wintuck seemed to be nice. And then I got 4 yarns where I don't know what they are because they don't have labels. Let's see. So and for the baby green, I have 24 of these. And then for the Wintuck cranberry, I have 6 of those. Now for the mystery yarns, I have 12 of these neon orange. And this is a 2-ply. Jeez, Holmes. It might be similar to the Primrose, but I am not sure, again, because it doesn't have the label. I'd give it about a 4 as far as softness goes. And then I have this blue, which does have an easy pull. Could not tell you who this is by. It does feel similar to like the Red Heart Super Saver. But yeah, I could not tell you who this is by. Pretty sure it's 100% acrylic. It's a 4-ply worsted yarn. So it kind of has a tight twist to it. But yeah, not sure. And I got 5 of these. And I got 4 of this light gray and 5 of this darker gray. And I'm not sure, just got the way these are spun. These might be the same company. Because this one looks like it's wound a little different, and this one's a little scratchier. The light gray I would say is like a 4 on the softness scale. But yeah, that has an easy pull. This one also has easy pull, kind of Red Heart style. So yeah, they seem kind of like Red Heart Super Saver. They don't have any labels. They might be DuPont acrylic. I'm not sure. But yes, this is all of my yarns. And this is Holmes, my little assistant. So, if you watched up to this point, I wanted to let you know I'm going to be doing my first giveaway. So, this is going to be like a retro sampler giveaway. So what I'm going to do is, in the giveaway, we're going to give you 1 ball. Not the one I use. The yarn all came in bags, kind of like it had been stored in the original bags since the 80s. So you're going to get 1 ball of the Miralon. You will get 1 ball. Oh gosh. Where's that baby color? Holmes, yeah, you're very in the way, Holmes. Ah, here it is. You would get 1 ball of the Wonder Art Soft Touch Baby Ombre. You will get 1 ball of the Uchilla Wonder Knit in like the camel color. 1 ball of the Savona in the yellow. 1 ball of the Molina DuPont acrylic. 1 ball of the Wintuck Shapekeeper in light blue. And then we're doing 1 ball each of the Shenandoah, so the white, the green, the wine color, in the Oxford Gray. One of the Sears Wintuck in the Hunter Green. One of the Caron Wintuck in the cranberry color. One of the Majesty Wintuck. And then I'm just going to give you one each of the dark gray mystery yarn, the light gray mystery yarn, the blue mystery yarn, and the orange mystery yarn. So for the rules, first off, you have to be subscribed to my channel, please. I will be selecting a winner using the random comment picker. I'd like you to comment below if you have ever used any of these yarns, or what you think the oldest yarn that you've used is. And I will be checking when you win to see that you're subscribed to me, so make sure that your subscription list is set to public. I'll put some instructions below on how you can check that to make sure that I can see that you're subscribed to me. The giveaway is open to the United States, so the 48 continental states, and then also Alaska and Hawaii. I'm going to leave this giveaway open until I'm going to draw May 31st at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So you'll have a while to enter this giveaway. I don't have very many subscribers, so I want to make sure that I give people time. So today is May 4th, 2022, and this is going to end on May 31st, 2022 at noon. And this giveaway is not sponsored by YouTube. It's not sponsored by any company. And I bought this yarn myself. Unfortunately, I am not doing international because the international shipping is very expensive. Again, this is the United States, including Alaska and Hawaii. And then once I ship this yarn, I will give you a tracking number, but if shipment gets lost or anything, I'm not responsible for that. And make sure, since I'm a small channel, I don't know if this will be a problem, but make sure you don't fall for any scams. The way you'll know you won is I'm going to put up a video where I draw the user using the random comment picker, and then that person will have to email me, and that's how you'll verify that you're the winner. So make sure that you look for that video and then email me if your name gets drawn. If someone tells you that you won and that they want you to give money, just don't fall for that. It's a scam. I won't ask for any money for shipping or anything. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have fun with my 80's yarn, which I have a ton of. For me, I really like the labels. Most of the yarn has pretty good labels because they were kept in, looked like the original bags. Except of course the ones that don't have labels at all. But yes, I will send you fresh skeins from the bags that they came in, not these ones that I've been playing around with. And I will put all the details below as to what exactly you win and what the rules are. And I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Say bye, Holmes. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees. younger than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads, take me home to the place I belong.